Fred and Helen Roberts had everything people like to talk about. They had a big house with white walls and glass windows. They had cars in the garage, workers in the house, and a growing company in the city. But at night, when the house became quiet, there was something missing. No tiny feet, no baby cry, no little voice shouting, "Daddy!" or "Mummy." For many years they visited doctors. The doctors used big words and printed reports. But the answer was always the same. It will be difficult. After some time, Fred and Helen stopped telling people their hope. They just smiled in public and cried in private. One day, Helen said softly, "Fred, I still want to be a mother, even if the child did not come from my body." Fred looked at her for a long time. Her eyes were tired, but the love inside them was still bright. "Then we find our child," he said simply. They went to an orphanage in the city. Children were playing in a small yard. Some were laughing, some were fighting, some were just watching. A little girl stood alone near the corner, hugging a small teddy bear with one eye missing. Her hair was rough, and her dress was old, but her eyes were deep and calm. The woman in charge said, "That is Amelia. She is about 1 year and a few months. She doesn't cry much. She just watches people." Helen walked slowly toward Amelia and knelt down. "Hello," she said gently. Amelia looked up at her, as if studying her face. After a moment, she lifted her small hand and touched Helen's cheek. It was a quiet, simple touch, but Helen's eyes filled with tears. Fred watched them and felt something move inside his chest. "This is our daughter," he said. The process took weeks. Papers were signed, home visits were done, and finally Amelia came home. The big house did not feel so empty anymore. Toys appeared in the living room. Tiny shoes stayed near the door. Laughter started to live in the rooms. A year later, something nobody expected happened. Helen started feeling sick in the mornings. She went to the hospital. The doctor smiled and said, "You are pregnant." She almost dropped her bag. "Pregnant?" she repeated. When the baby was born, they named her Bella. They now had 2 girls. One came by paper and one came by birth. But to Fred and Helen, they were both answers to the same silent pain. Life felt full. They did not know that life was also quietly preparing a test for all of them. Amelia and Bella grew up sleeping under the same roof, eating at the same table, and calling the same people Mom and Dad. When they were little, they played with dolls together. Amelia always fixed the dolls' hair and arranged their clothes. Bella always made the dolls act like rich people, going to parties and spending money. As they grew older, their differences became clearer. Amelia liked quiet things. She enjoyed reading simple business books that her father brought home. She sat with him in his home office, watching him work on his laptop. She asked questions like, "Daddy, why do you pay your workers every month? Daddy, why do you save money and not spend everything?" Fred smiled and answered her patiently. He loved how her mind worked. Bella, on the other hand, loved bright, loud things. She liked music, parties, clothes, and taking pictures. She loved social media more than school. She said things like, "Life is one. We must enjoy it." Helen worried sometimes and told her, "You must learn to work hard too." Bella just laughed and hugged her mother. "Mom, relax. I will marry a rich man," she joked. After they finished school, Amelia started working in their father's company. She came early, listened to the staff, learned the system, and brought fresh ideas. Older workers respected her because she respected them first. Bella did not like the idea of sitting in an office. She came once in a while, took pictures in the lobby, posted them online with captions like, "Boss Lady Life," then went out again with friends. One quiet afternoon, Bella was searching for a charger in her parents' bedroom. She opened a drawer and found a brown envelope. Out of curiosity, she took it. Inside, she saw documents. At the top of one paper was written, "Adoption certificate. Child's name, Amelia Roberts." The room became very still. Bella read every line, her heart beating fast. "Adopted," she whispered. "So she's not my real sister." A strange smile slowly grew on her face. It was not a happy smile. It was sharp like a knife. In her heart, jealousy, which had been small and hidden, suddenly stood up and started clapping. From that day, she began to see Amelia differently. Where other people saw a kind, hard-working woman, Bella saw a stranger who took her place. And inside Bella's heart, a seed of bitterness started to grow. The fight started like a normal argument. It was a Saturday afternoon. The sun was bright outside, but the living room felt heavy. Amelia had just returned from the office with files in her hand. She was tired but still calm. Bella was sitting on the sofa, her phone in one hand and a shopping bag beside her. Amelia looked at the bags and asked softly, "Bella, did you use the company card again? We agreed to reduce spending." Bella rolled her eyes. It's just clothes, Amelia. Relax. The money is there. Today it is just clothes, Amelia replied. Tomorrow it will be something bigger. If we don't control the money, the company will suffer. Bella dropped her phone, stood up, and walked closer. You always think you are better than me, she snapped. Always acting like the perfect daughter. I never said I'm better, Amelia answered, still calm. I just want the company to be safe. It's our parents' work. Bella's voice rose. Our parents. You like that word too much. Amelia frowned a little. What do you mean? At that moment, Fred and Helen walked into the living room. They had heard the raised voices and came to calm things down. Girls, what is going on? Fred asked. Bella's anger exploded. All the jealousy, all the bitterness, all the words she had been holding came out in one loud shout. She is not even our real family. Bella screamed, pointing at Amelia. You are adopted, Amelia. You are not one of us. You are just a project. The room became dead silent. Fred's face went white. Helen's hands started shaking. Amelia stared at Bella, as if she didn't understand the language anymore. The word adopted was spinning around her like a storm. How did you know that? Helen whispered. Bella folded her arms. I saw the papers in your drawer. You lied to me. You made me think she was my real sister all these years. Amelia felt her chest tighten. She looked at Fred and Helen. Is it true? She asked, her voice almost breaking. Fred took a step forward. Tears filled his eyes. Yes, he said quietly. It is true that we adopted you. But it is also true that you are our first child. You are our daughter, Amelia. I chose you. We love you. Nothing changes that. Helen rushed to her and held her tightly. From the first day I saw you, you were mine, she said, crying. I did not carry you in my body, but I carried you in my heart every single day. Amelia cried too, confused and hurt. She had never asked to know this way. The truth felt like a door that suddenly opened and pushed her outside into cold air. Bella watched them, her jaw tight. Later that night, when the house was quiet again, Amelia sat alone in her room. She looked at old pictures on her phone. Birthdays, school days, family trips. She traced her parents' faces with her finger. If I am not their blood, am I still their child? She wondered. Then she remembered Fred's words. We chose you. She held onto those words like a small light in a dark place. Their family was not broken yet. But a deep crack had appeared. Time moved forward, even though the hurt stayed. The tension in the house never fully disappeared. But everyone tried to live with it. Amelia kept working in the company. Bella kept spending and partying. Fred and Helen, already getting older, carried invisible weight on their shoulders. Then sickness came. Started with Fred. He became weak and stayed in the hospital more often. Amelia stayed by his side, reading reports to him and asking for his advice. Bella visited sometimes, but hospitals made her uncomfortable. Not long after, Helen also became ill. The strong parents who once held everything together were now lying in white beds under soft lights. One quiet evening, they both called their daughters close. Take care of each other, Helen whispered, holding both their hands. We may leave this world, but you two still have each other. Don't let anger destroy that. Fred looked at Bella. Stop fighting what is already yours, he said. You both are our children. You both share this company, this house, this name. Learn to carry it together. Not long after that, they were gone. The funeral was full of flowers, black clothes, and soft crying. But inside Amelia, the sound was loud. It felt like the sky had fallen. Bella cried too, but afterward, she returned quickly to her old lifestyle, trying to cover her pain with noise and fun. The will was read. The company and house belonged equally to both daughters. In real life, equality on paper is not the same as equality in action. Amelia went to the office every day. She managed meetings, solved problems, and tried to keep the workers' trust. The work grew heavier and heavier. She slept late and woke up early. Bella came to the office only to sign papers, take pictures, and leave. Bills kept rising. The company money started moving in strange directions. Shopping, trips, and parties. One evening, Amelia looked at the long list of tasks and felt her head spin. I can't do all this alone, she whispered. The next week, she hired a personal assistant. His name was Caleb. Caleb was tall, neat, and polite. He wore simple but smart clothes. He opened doors for her, carried her files, and drove her to meetings. He listened when she talked and sometimes gave small, helpful ideas. Slowly, Amelia began to relax around him. Life felt slightly easier with someone to share the load, even if it was just office work and daily plans. She started to like his smile. The way he said, "Don't worry, I've got it," when things seemed too much. Caleb often came to the house in the mornings to pick her up. One morning, as he waited in the living room, Bella came downstairs. She had never really noticed him before. That day she did. Their eyes met. "Good morning," she said, giving him a long look. "Good morning," he replied, a small smile on his face. From that day, Bella began coming downstairs more often when she heard his car. She wore pretty clothes, sprayed strong perfume, and laughed loudly at small jokes. She touched his arm when she talked. She made sure he noticed her. Caleb did. Soon, he began staying back some evenings to discuss business with Bella. They talked, then laughed, then slowly crossed lines. When Amelia discovered that Caleb and Bella were seeing each other secretly, her heart felt like glass dropping on tile. She didn't shout. She didn't drag anyone by the collar. She just went quiet. At night, she lay on her bed and stared at the ceiling. "First, I lose my parents. Now the one person I started to trust is with the sister who hates me," she thought. But she swallowed the pain and went back to work. She did not know Caleb was hiding something darker than a broken heart. Behind his handsome smile, another plan was growing. One that could destroy everything both sisters still had. Caleb looked like a helper, but his heart was not helping anyone. From the beginning he had studied the family. A rich company. 2 daughters who did not agree on anything. One hardworking and tired. One careless with money. To him it looked like an open door. He began to move slowly. He changed some documents. He suggested new accounts. He brought papers to Amelia, explaining them in fast words. Tired and trusting him, she sometimes signed without reading every line. He also spent time with Bella, feeding her pride. "You should enjoy your life," he told her. "Your parents worked for you. You deserve this money. Don't let anyone make you feel guilty." She liked hearing that. She trusted him more. Caleb started planning with a friend over the phone. They chose a date to move a large amount of company money into a secret account. After that, he would disappear. One afternoon, when he came to the house, he didn't know someone was listening. Martha, the maid, had been working in the house since before Amelia came. She had watched the girls grow up. She loved them like her own children, even when they fought. As she passed the guest bathroom near the back, she heard Caleb's voice from the storeroom. He was speaking on the phone, his voice low but clear. "Yes, everything is ready," he said. "Both girls trust me in different ways. Once the money moves, I'm gone. They can fight themselves after that." Martha froze. She quietly took out her small phone and pressed the record button. She recorded a part of the conversation. Her hands were shaking, but her mind was sharp. After Caleb left that day, Martha went straight to Amelia's room. "Madam Amelia," she said carefully, "there is something you must hear." She played the recording. Amelia listened, her face growing pale. She sat down slowly. "So, he was using us," she whispered. "Both of us." Martha nodded sadly. "Yes, my child. We must stop him." Amelia thought fast. For the first time in a long while, she knew this wasn't just her problem. It was also Bella's, even if Bella didn't see it yet. The next day, Amelia went to the police with the recording and the suspicious documents. They quietly began an investigation and prepared for the right moment. 2 days later, Caleb arrived at the office with papers for final signatures. He smiled as usual. "Just these last ones," he said. Amelia signed slowly, then looked at him. "Caleb, thank you for your help," she said calmly. "I called Bella to join us for this. It's important." Bella walked in, confused but stylish as always. "What is this about?" "I have plans." Before anyone could answer, 2 police officers stepped into the room. "Mr. Caleb, you are under arrest for attempted fraud," one of them said. Caleb's smile disappeared. "What? This is a mistake," he said quickly, looking at Amelia. Amelia's voice was steady. "You wanted to steal from us," she said. "From the company our parents built. From the life they worked for." Bella looked from Caleb to Amelia, shocked. "Is this true?" she asked him. Caleb tried to move toward her. "Bella, listen, I can explain." She stepped back, tears in her eyes. The sweet words he had told her fell apart in her mind like paper in water. As the police took him away, the office staff watched. For the first time, they saw both sisters standing on the same side of a problem. Later that evening, the house was quiet again. Bella sat at the dining table, staring at her hands. "I feel stupid," she said. "He used me. He used you. Maybe I deserved it." Amelia shook her head. "No one deserves to be used," she said softly. "But we help people hurt us when we refuse to listen, when we refuse to change." Bella's eyes filled with tears. "I have been a bad sister to you," she admitted. "You did nothing to me. I was just angry that you were better than me at everything. And then when I found out you were adopted, I used it like a weapon." I am sorry. The words hung in the air for a moment. Amelia looked at her, remembering the pain of that day. The word adopted thrown like a stone. Then she remembered something else. Her parents' last request. Take care of each other. She took a slow breath. I was hurt, she said honestly. Very hurt. But I never stopped seeing you as my sister, Bella. We can't change the past, but we can decide what we do from today. Bella wiped her face. Can you forgive me? She whispered. Amelia nodded. Yes, but it won't be magic. We'll build it step by step. A few weeks later, they visited their parents' graves together for the first time since the funeral. The air was cool and the grass was green. Bella placed flowers down. Mom, Dad, she said softly. I almost destroyed what you built. But I will try again. I will work. I will learn. I will stop living like a child. Amelia stood beside her. I will try not to carry everything alone anymore, she added. We will run the company together. We will protect what you left us. 2 sisters, one by adoption, one by blood. But in that moment, standing side by side, they were simply family. The story spread quietly among workers and friends. People said, blood doesn't always make a family. Sometimes love, choice, and forgiveness do. And that became the lesson. Moral lessons. Family is not only who shares your blood. Family is who stands beside you, protects you, and chooses you again and again, even after the hurt. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to GissFolktale for more amazing stories.